Yo, 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 are you excited? Another W tonight?
Another W for the Lake Show. It's time to get it in with Lakers React with your girl Rochelle and your guy Frankie as we talk about rumors, news, everything Lakers.
Man, it's been a crazy week since the last time we came on for this weekly report. I mean, everything from basketball to brawls, to say the least, going on in the land of the purple and gold. But how are you feeling this week?
Feeling good. We got a lot of Laker news that we need to get into, like you mentioned, from balling to brawling on the court with Rondo and CP3. But we're going to get into that in just a little bit. But first, we're going to kick things off with some Laker news and a lot more
Man,
coming in
I,
the show.
I don't want to kick it out. Look, this week, man, I've been called everything from a LeBron fanboy to you know it behind this brawl in LA. So let's talk about it. Let's get it in. Of course, right now, with our record, we're doing okay, 2-3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't complain. But when Houston came to town, there was definitely a bit of a scuffle, to say the least, regarding Rondo and Chris Paul getting into it. Chris Paul saying Rondo spit on him. Of course, if Chris Paul would have put his finger in my face, I don't know how I would have reacted. But what were your thoughts just on that whole Houston coming to town, Chris Paul, Rondo? How are you feeling about that?
Well, first off, that was more than a scuffle, okay? What Ingram did to...
I forget about Ingram.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So, Ingram kind of kicked things off when him...
Set it off?
Yeah.
Or kicked it off?
Well, set it off. Let's just say
All right.
he kind of set it off. I think he put the whole fist throwing in the atmosphere when he was, doing his thing on the court. But he was a little ticked off at, I think there was a call that he thought he should have gotten, but it didn't happen.
Right.
So he kind of got ticked off and kind of retaliated a little bit against your boy.
That ain't my boy.
But I think that's where it all began. Then
Captain State Farm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
we're gonna refer to him tonight as Captain State Farm.
No, that's not my people.
But he kind of kicked the whole thing off with the whole brawling and balling. But if that were me in that particular situation, I definitely would have been throwing some blows. Now, sources are saying,
Really?
yeah, sources are saying that it wasn't Rondo who spit, that it was Carmelo who started the whole spitting thing. But the tapes...
Rumors.
But the tapes show different.
I mean, for me, the whole thing was, I know boys kind of will be boys. I just wasn't feeling everybody trying to blame LeBron for pulling Chris Paul out of the fight. I've been in some scuffles, some serious situations where we've had to get people out of the way. And pretty much when you're in that type of scenario, you're pulling whoever's closest to you to try to separate. You got the rest of the teams. So folks, ragging on LeBron, saying, oh, he ain't down for his team. He was more worried about his boy. I'm not really trying to hear all that. I realistically, at this point, there are just some people out there that do not want to see LeBron succeed. Anything this man, like nobody jumped on James Harden for kind of walking away. Nobody jumped on anybody else, but it was all about LeBron grabbing his boy Chris Paul. So, I really don't get into all that drama. But what I do want to get into is our man, Luke Walton. Now, Luke kind of turned things around after that game. Actually, it was after the San Antonio game, voicing his concerns about the inconsistency in foul calls. Basically, in his words, I was going to save myself some money because he didn't want to get fined.
Right.
But I have to speak my mind about what's going on with the inconsistency on the foul calling. Realistically, these games are taking forever with so many. I really don't even know what's a foul anymore.
Right.
Are you enjoying these super high scoring games? Like we were talking about that earlier today at work, how they want to talk about defense, but defense really doesn't exist anymore in the NBA. What are your thoughts on all these points and basically all of these fouls dragging out games? Are you enjoying that?
I just enjoy the game of basketball. I'm not with the whole foul calling seems like every 3 to 5 seconds, a whistle is being blown. The game is having to stop because of some bogus foul that's been called on whatever team that's playing. And, it just drags things out instead of letting the boys get on the court and be boys and just ball it out of control
Right.
and give us all the freaking show that we want to see. The refs, I mean, I get they have a job to do, and their job is to watch the game, call unnecessary or call necessary fouls,
Right.
and just make sure that everybody is playing fair. But come on, I just don't think that the whole foul calling all throughout the game and whistles here and whistles there for nothing is necessary. So I'm just not with it.
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be selfish, and,
Okay.
I'm going to let you know how I feel, Laker gang, and those out there watching. I hate these high scoring games for one reason. I feel like it's flawed. I feel like
Mm,
it's the NBA just trying to drive up the scores for entertainment.
mm.
And truthfully, I don't want anybody to break Kobe Bryant's 80-point game.
Oh, is that what it
So
is?
yeah, I'm totally Mamba
Gotcha.
selfish in this. I just don't feel like the way the rules are. Basically, you can't touch anybody, so somebody's going to hit an 80-point game the way things are going.
Hmm.
If you can't touch anybody, somebody's going to hit that, and there is no way these guys would hit these type of scores if they were in the era that our predecessors were in. But I'm not going to go there. I do feel Luke Walton stepping up and defending his team,
Hmm.
losing some coin, speaking up for the reference. I mean, we do want to see consistency. I'd like to know if a foul is a foul. But,
Right.
hopefully things will get going. But also, Luke got fired up about poor defense.
Mm.
Lance Stevenson came out in the news saying that the Lakers basically got, for lack of better words, yelled at by Luke. He came in a little upset because of the lackadaisical effort on defense. And of course, Luke prides himself on trying to build a defensive team.
Hmm.
What do you think about Coach Luke just yelling at the players, getting them fired up?
That's his job. He's supposed to get them fired up. I mean, he is the Los Angeles Lakers coach. If no one else steps in there to fire him up and tell him what they need to know and give it to him raw, real deal, who else is going to do it? That's
Right.
his freaking job. That's what he gets paid to do. So get in there, say whatever it is you need to say to get them boys on the court so they can deliver and do their jobs. That's how I feel about it. Don't sugarcoat nothing. Don't. When you walk out of that locker room, there needs to be everything said, nothing left on the table, no
Right.
questions, no doubts, none of that. Put it all out there and just keep it moving.
All right. Now, going back to LeBron James, because of course this season, you might as well say it's definitely all about LeBron James.
Hmm.
LeBron James was just awarded the NBA Cares Award, an off-season award for doing his thing
Nice.
out there showing love around the world. But this time, it's all about his I Promise School.
Hmm.
How are you feeling about that, LeBron getting that award?
Love it. I mean, LeBron James has shown time and time again that he not only loves his community, but he cares about his community,
Right.
which is where he comes from. And he wants to give back. He wants to help. He wants to educate. He wants to support. So I think that award went to the right person.
Okay.
Opening up a school. Yeah, the king is in the back. You can see the king with the crown and all that good stuff. I think it's very deserving. He is a great role model, not only for his family, but for the community and for the NBA. If your child or a youth who is in the game of basketball, they love basketball, if they're gonna look up to somebody in the game right now, LeBron James is the freaking man. He got schools opening up. He's making some moves out there in the LA area, not only with basketball, but with other things. And he's giving back to his community. My God, you just LeBron James has shown us all that he can be successful outside of the NBA with other things. And some people may not like that so much, but who cares? I don't think LeBron James cares. I don't care. Do your thing, LBJ.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Especially with us. I mean, away from here, many of you don't know that we do an educational cartoon series called Fresburg Cartoon. Shout out Fresburg Cartoon. You can catch us on YouTube there. But just investing in the future through education. Sometimes we get so caught in music, entertainment, sports, etc., that we forget that if we don't give our kids that education, that knowledge, it's hard to, steer them toward the future to be successful. So
Right.
big kudos to LeBron James.
Yep.
Now, when it comes to working hard, man, I got to show love to them Lakers that's working hard. And I got to give it up to our man, Josh Hart, for coming through in the starting lineup, working his way from the bench to the starting lineup. What are your thoughts there on Josh Hart?
Josh Hart's working. I mean, he's trying to get out there. He's trying to get them points racked up and do his thing on the court. So I say keep working hard, keep showing your commitment, keep showing them that you are what the Lakers want and what the Lakers need to make that team get back to where it needs to be. So kudos to Josh Hart. Just keep working hard,
Man,
baby.
I mean, there's nothing like that brother putting on his hard hat, coming in the game. I mean, I see y'all out there in the groups, you know what I'm saying, online talking that Laker chatter. You didn't like KCP in the starting lineup. You felt like Josh Hart should be in the starting lineup and, being that man to shine and grind. So I'm definitely feeling Josh Hart hitting the starting lineup, coming off the bench. Like the other night when he was in Phoenix, oh my God, he was killing it, coming off the bench, draining threes, jumping out there, staying in passing lanes, looking to get those W's. I mean, I was totally feeling that piece. Josh Hart, you are definitely doing your thing. All right, so getting into the nitty-gritty of the season, the Lakers opening night, Portland, I mean, it was electric. How were you feeling regarding that start?
I enjoyed watching the Lakers versus Portland. It was a good game. I think the fellas are starting to mesh better together. I mean, I seen a lot of teamwork that night. I'm not sure about anybody else, but I seen a lot of great passes, a lot of moves, a lot of working together, a lot of communication on the floor, which is very important. So I think they are coming together. Things are starting to progress a little bit, and forward is the key. So I think that was a pretty good game. We didn't win, but I still think it was pretty good.
Right. I mean, look at, of course, we already talked about Houston earlier in the show. Even though the brawl broke out, before all that went haywire, I mean, we were in the game. We were down 1 point against a team like Houston with James Harden, Chris Paul, Carmelo. I just think our ruggedness, our willingness to get out there and be gritty is something that a lot of teams are worried about. For example, today it came out in the news that Houston is trying to offer 4 first-round picks for Jimmy Butler. I think that pretty much scared Houston, just seeing that we took them toe-to-toe. So if we don't have shooters, what is a team like Golden State going to do? So I think we're definitely sending a message around the league that we are here and we are here to stay.
Well, of course, Luke was a little frustrated with the calls and things that were happening with the game, rightfully so. I think he has every right to be frustrated at bogus calls that are being made, and he's not getting any answers. So, I think the game against the Spurs was okay. We are still learning, like I mentioned before, to work together and communicate. If the boys can just communicate a lot more, and the passes and working on the passes and things of that nature, I think we will do very well. I think the season is off to a promising start. I'm not saying we're going to be in the finals, and I know that's probably what everybody wants them to be at, and I do believe they believe that's where they can be.
All right. So let's get to the W's, trying to wrap this thing up. The win in Phoenix was very nice. Watching them blow Phoenix off the court. Now, I do want to say this. Those of you that were hating, saying, oh, this didn't feel like a real win because it was in Phoenix. Please. I was glad to get that W, get one win on the record. And then, of course, when we took that win, in that comeback win against Denver, that was so sweet. So I'm definitely feeling where we're going for the season. I love me some LA right about now. It's all good in the LA neighborhood. So we're getting ready to close up shop. Any final words before we call this thing a night?
You know what? I just want my Lakers to keep working hard, to keep at it, to stay committed. And I think we're going to make this thing pop. I think we are about to surprise a lot of people